Something is wrong with American democracy. We don't trust our representatives or our government. We don't feel heard, and it's hard to hope that things can improve. No matter who wins, these problems remain the same. Here's the problem. In most congressional districts in America, one party is completely dominant. This makes the general election in November merely a formality. The real election already happened in the primary, where parties choose who will represent them on the ballot. And who votes in primaries? A small slice of the most committed party members, usually 10 to 20% of eligible voters. This tiny group of highly partisan individuals decides who runs the country, and the moderate majority is essentially ignored. Suddenly, the toxic party warfare we see in the legislature makes a lot of sense. This also means that your congressional representative isn't working for you. They're working for the people who actually determine whether they keep their job: party leadership, major donors, and primary voters. Everyone else, the majority of constituents, is an afterthought. Furthermore, because we only have two parties, each of them is desperately trying to govern alone. If they win a slim majority in the House, Senate, and presidency, they can ram through as much of their agenda as they can, while the out party simply tries to make them look as foolish as possible. Then the other party wins, tries to undo it, rams through their agenda instead. Instead of collaboration, we get what I call take turns autocracy. Back and forth, nothing improves. Our founders saw this coming. James Madison called it factions, and he said it was the single greatest threat to the republic. When one group gains just enough power to govern, they use it for themselves without consideration for the other half of the country. His solution was to multiply the voices, more parties, more competition, more protection for the people left out of power. Instead, we've collapsed into two factions, and the result is that half the country permanently feels like the government is just something that happens to them. People stop voting because they already know who's going to win. They stop calling their representatives because they don't think anyone's listening. That cynicism is completely rational, but it's also exactly the disaster that keeps the two-party system alive. The more we disengage, the more entrenched their power becomes. This is the problem. Two parties with a stranglehold on power, no real accountability to voters, governing by dominance instead of collaboration, and a public that's been conditioned to believe that nothing will ever change. Something can change, and the fix is simpler than you think. I'm Robert Moesinger, and I'm running for the U.S. House of Representatives in the Utah 2nd District. Check out my website to learn how multi-party democracy is the solution.